What was that? Oops. Hey there, it's Mikare from More Prana Gardens, and the secret project is set up and waiting for Mama Nature to take over. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about how that's going to work within the permaculture system that we are setting up here. Today is Monday, August 15th, and the last of the supplies for the secret project arrived on the 6th, which was a Saturday, and we got it set up that night. When we are adding an element to a permaculture system, we want to look at what inputs we're going to have to put into it, money, time, resources, those sorts of things, and what outputs we'll get from it, money, time, resources, and those sorts of things. So we want to look at these both initially and over the life of the element, the project, whatever the case may be. I want to be extremely clear about one thing. Enjoyment and beauty are relevant outputs. Absolutely, positively, if you want to grow a flower that has no use whatsoever, except that you will love to look at it, that is an acceptable output. Of course, not everything in your system should be based solely on enjoyment or beauty, because we do need to get something back that is tangible or usable, something that we can use to take care of the earth, use to take care of people, and use to return the surplus to the first two. Those are the permaculture ethics, by the way. For this particular element, the biggest initial input has been time spent learning. And that has been kind of 10 plus years and kind of just the last couple of months. This is something I've wanted to do for more than 10 years. And it's something that just a couple of months I realized is now a possibility. So I've done some gradual learning over the years, but I've really buckled down over the past couple of months and spent some time with videos, with books, all that sort of stuff. There's a time investment there. There's also a small time investment of the day that everything arrived, getting it put together, set up, and ready to go. That was just a few hours. And then there's been a financial investment, which is a little on the hefty side, but not as bad as I thought it was going to be, really. Long-term outputs will be, of course, more learning, forever learning, keep learning and learning and learning. And when you think you've learned everything, realize that you haven't and learn some more. At least that's the way I see things. So always learning is going to be another output. There will be more financial investment. This winter, it's going to be another little chunk of money like what we just spent. And by the way, there's a link down below to my Buy Me a Coffee. If you'd like to help out with this project, my goal for the winter budget for it is $1,000, and that'll give me enough to do what needs to be done, but also give me a buffer. If I decide, ooh, but this one's nice, gonna last me longer, I'll have the option to do those things. My Buy Me a Coffee is there if you'd like to contribute. If you don't want to contribute, that is awesome too, because you are here watching this video and that is contribution enough for me. Thank you. As far as time working with this element, it's going to be a little work in the late fall, early winter kind of time. And then every spring there'll be a little work. Not awful, not a whole lot. Less time than I spend on a lot of things. That time commitment will grow as the element grows. It's never going to be an extraordinary amount of time. That was part of the learning, was finding out how to do this the most efficiently with the least time inputs and the least financial inputs. So what about outputs? What am I getting out of this? Initially, I am getting the joy of fulfilling a long-term goal. Enjoyment is my only output so far. But like I said, I am still waiting for Mama Nature to take over and get this thing kickstarted. That's going to be a little time. In the long term, this will close a loop and it will eliminate a product that we are currently buying into the property, into the home. That's going to take a little while. Probably a year before I start to see that first output really come in to where we can stop buying in. Other outputs, including this element, is going to increase the production of most of what we're growing here. So that is a fantastic output. Of course, enjoyment. I mean, this is something I've been wanting to do for this long, not because it was something I anticipated hating. I anticipate loving it. I'm excited. Ultimately, this will give me one product to sell soon, and by soon I mean within 2 years. Over the course of a few years, this will give me 3 or 4 different products that I can sell and use to bring money into More Prana Gardens. And eventually, in the longer term, just like anything that we grow or do in permaculture that expands itself, you can eventually divide and sell off. So that makes it 5 long-term profit streams and closing a loop and increasing productivity across the whole system. All in all, more outputs than inputs. It's going to give me back more than what I put into it, and that is regenerative. What? What was that? I didn't tell you what it actually is? Oops. I guess you're gonna have to come back. Like, subscribe, share, and ring that little bell if you want notification when I put up more updates. Alrighty? Later, y'all.